want to just take a second and introduce myself. I'm Jay McPhail. I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Innovation and Instructional Support for the Fullerton School District. We're what I like to call a non-traditional, traditional school district in Southern California. We're about 10 minutes north of Disneyland. And I truly believe that what we've done is, and what I just heard also from you as well, is exciting, because I think changing education is going to require districts like us to do things like we're sharing. Love the charter movement. I think it's helped us motivate us in many ways, but also really truly believe that from the inside we have to work at transforming things. So I'm going to be sharing with you the iPersonalize program. It's a particular program that we've focused on. There are many I could have spoken on, but I'm speaking on this one particularly because I think we've hit on something that we're really excited and want to share with you. So I'm going to give you a quick glimpse into that, I hope.
With the iPersonalize program, that's a very important program here to allow the gamification of education.
Students are really showing this increased engagement and this increased motivation to reach higher levels of learning, higher levels of understanding, and that's all coming from within themselves.
It makes me want to keep going. I'll be up at night, I just need to get this extra 15 XP points, this extra 20, I just need to do this, I just have to write a summary for this, or make this paragraph.
Students have often referred to it as it doesn't feel like I'm learning, it feels like a game. However, when you look at the end of a quest and they're showing their final work product, you can honestly see that they are learning all of the standards necessary to be successful in subsequent grades.
So again, just a brief glance, but I want to make sure in 7 minutes there's not a whole lot of time to highlight things, right? So I want to make sure that you understand one key thing about iPersonalize, and it's a blending of the human capital in the room and the technology in the room and outside the room. It's truly a blended learning environment. We've worked very hard over the last 3 years to identify the role of the teacher and also the role of the technology. And because we've had that clearly defined, it transforms the classroom itself. So what you saw there was kids will often dress up. Kids will augment the classroom with augmented reality. You know, if they scan the wall, they'll see different aspects of it. But for us, we've really honed in on who does what. And I heard earlier, in the earlier session, I heard someone talk about talking to artificial intelligence, right? So I don't know about you, but whenever I talk to artificial intelligence, I get really frustrated. We actually have our kids and students interact with artificial intelligence to highlight what it's good at and what it's not good at, and why you want to interact with technology sometimes, and why you want to interact with teachers other times. So you'll see that as we go through here. So first of all, we took what we know we do well, right? So we have a strong instructional design. We've spent a lot of time training folks on pedagogy. We use Marzano. We've taken their learning lesson design and we've built that into segments, which I won't read to you, but basically this is the progression of any curriculum unit that we cover in iPersonalize. We've broken them down into what we call quests so that a student can unlock their learning based on their interest, their pathway. We know we're required by the state and by the feds to teach certain content, but we're not required to teach it in any particular order. And so what we do is we align these things up so that a student can pick their passion pathway, can move through it, and there are particular spots that are, for instance, the I and K is actually usually a student doing whole class instruction, right? Deepening in practice is technology where they're actually building on mastery. So strong pedagogical underpinning. I won't walk you through this slide, but this is basically the progression of slides is how we build the game. We actually build a game in a platform that we purchased. We weren't happy with the process that was going on with the vendor, so we just purchased it so that we could adapt it the way we needed it. So we took Jane McGonigal's work. If you've not read Jane McGonigal, you may want to take a look at it. And we applied what we call game mechanics or gamification. It's not a video game, but it's just applying some of those same principles into the same process, right? So you're looking at a leaderboard that's a physical leaderboard. We've also found, we're again a K-8 district, so we found that both a physical and a digital resources are important. And so these are student-made avatars, examples of students that have made different avatars. The bling, we're about 10 minutes north of Disneyland, if I didn't share that, so we kind of stole from Disneyland a little bit. But it's amazing, these are 7th graders. It's amazing how even 7th and 8th graders love to wear their bling and also share it in the classroom and then online. So as they move through, they complete quests, they receive badges, and then it's digitally and it's physically. This is an example. This is in our system. We call it epiclearning.us. But you can see the representation of the badging, but also their progress. So the leaderboard up on top is something that's visible to the student, but also all students. And it's visible to the teacher, as well as being kind of a progress monitoring for all, right? We try to engage what we call the grandma cloud by sharing this with them so that families, staff, anyone can see how they're doing and can see not only progress in terms of badges, but also in standards on the right-hand side. It's really helped us to build this in because we've had long and deep conversations about these 4 main badges, right? So every step of the way, we give common formative assessments. If you pass that common formative assessment, you unlock new content and you receive the MET badge. If you did not pass that CFA, you receive the Not Yet Met badge, which unlocks RTI content to be able to reteach under the same concept, but just in a different way. If they don't get it, but they still need to keep up with the pathway to give them a move on, and then ultimately we're looking for the mastered. Again, we call it quest-based learning. Might be a little bit tough to see, but if you see up top, it'll tell you available quests, in progress, and completed. And so what this does is let the student keep track of what they've learned. They can go back into completed any time and review for tests, et cetera. Just helps them know where they're at and how they choose to take on their learning. We've combined this also with project-based learning. So each one of these are a community event where we provide an authentic audience, basically. If you have a chance, take a look at Story Angel. And then I'm going to move to the last 16 seconds on our pitch here. So basically, our challenges are 2. One is that we've been developing the system at the same time we're supporting our existing system with the same amount of resources. 2 is that we've been looking at the platform we've actually used is a platform that we funded, but we want to make available to others, and so we have been actively seeking foundation funding or other partners to help us in this process. So iPersonalize.life is what you want to look for all of the information I didn't cover. Thank you.